Hey, good morning, everybody. It's happy Saturday to all y'all out there. I went and seen 28 Weeks Later and 28 Years Later. And of course, I got, you know, 28 days later and 28 weeks later. I had a chance to sit on this one. I was going to do it out of the theater, uh, give you my thoughts. But this is going to be a 6-minute video because I'm gonna cut these videos down because I just am. I don't know if this movie's for everybody, but I'll be honest with you. I really enjoyed the first one, and I'm late to the 28. I'm late to this series because I remember I watched it years back and couldn't get into it, so I turned it off, and then I came back to it and I watched it and I realized how good it was. 28 days later is really good. 28 weeks later was good too, but I believe 28 weeks later is an American version, and I think the 28 days later is the original British thing. So, with that being said, I noticed that when I went and watched this right after I got off work, because I was really excited about going to see this movie. So I never do this, but I got off work. I get off work at 2:30, so I decided to go at 3:45. So I went home and it's been hot. So I was like, man, I'm just gonna change into some clothes and go out there and watch this movie. And when I watched the movie, I ain't gonna lie, I was sitting there going like this, like, dang man, what am I watching here for a minute? And then, uh, boy, this movie is different. You know what I mean? It's just different. Uh, you guys know I'm not much of a review guy. I just like to let you guys know I watch this movie, and if they come out with a 4K of this, and 28 days later and 28 weeks later and 28 years later, I would get it. But I don't think this movie's for everybody. I got 5 kids altogether. I talked to one of my sons. He said he didn't care for it, so he said he thought the movie was all over the place. He said he felt like the writers didn't know what they was trying to come up with and all that. Uh, the only thing I can say about this movie is it's different. Now, was I disappointed that I went and seen this movie? No, actually, I love going to see movies, man, in the theater. I still do. Now, and I was really just thankful to God I was able to just go see a movie yesterday just like that because it was kind of fun. Because I remember my younger days, I used to just go to movies and I didn't think nothing of it. So I went in there. There wasn't that many people in there. It was on a Friday too, so I was shockingly because I was going to go today about a 10. Usually I usually go to a 10 something, 10:45 or 11:15 movie, but I decided to go yesterday and you know there was a 3:45 showing, but they had these things called the alphas, and then they had these. It looked like these things evolved. I could best way I could put it, they evolved because when I watch movies like this, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I often wondered like where they where the people was staying. The father had to take his son out so he can get him. I don't know what there was. I don't know why he did that, but he wanted him to get out there, and they had to cross this land barrier thing because the water would cover it up at a certain time, and you can't walk on it. He took him out there. He wanted him to kill these infected and stuff, and then, uh, there was this doctor that was way off and had a fire and stuff. But when I was watching this movie, the only thing that threw me off was I was like, this doctor is supposed to live by himself way over this way, but then they live way over this way, and then they said they haven't seen a doctor forever. But when I'm over there looking at this settlement that they was on, because you can only get to that settlement it was built like a fort. They had kids running around and all that. And here's the thing I'd be thinking about. I was like, man, don't you have headaches and migraine headaches and aches and pains and stuff? Where are they getting their medicine and how they surviving and stuff? I mean, I know man can survive. We humans, we thrive, man, somehow. But there's the type of things that was going through my mind when I was seeing in their little settlement. Then the thing that went through my mind was how they went over there to do all this shooting these things and they almost got caught. And then the kid's got a sick mom, so he found out that doctor is out there and his dad didn't want to talk about it. And then his dad had some issues, and then so the little kid wanted to take his mom to this doctor, and then They almost got killed again, and then the doctor ended up saving them. Then the doctor found out she had cancer, and then it had a lot to do with death and all this kind of stuff. So, like I said, you guys, this is not a movie review. I just like to tell you guys I actually seen the movie, and these going to be 6-minute videos from here on out. So, I just give you everything. Uh, Good visual effects. There was good cinematography, though. I thought that was beautifully shot. I thought the acting was pretty good. But like my son said, he didn't care for it. He thought it was all over the place. He said he felt like they didn't know what they was writing, couldn't come up with something and all that. But everybody's entitled to their opinion. Anyway, you guys, if they was to come out with a 4K, when the 28 years gets released, I'll buy a 4K, trilogy if they come out with that. But I wasn't disappointed. But I ain't gonna lie, you guys, this movie is different. This movie is really different. So, anyway, God bless, take care, and we'll catch you next video. Be safe out there.